John, today's question comes from Randy. Randy said, "Hi, I live in Houston, Texas, and my uncle also lived in Houston, Texas. My uncle passed away in March of 2025. He had a house in Houston, and he created a transfer on death deed for the house and gave it to me after his death. He had no wife or children. The deed was filed with Harris County before his death. Now that he's gone, I have some questions. 1, can the house be passed to me without the probate? 2, if probate is not needed, what are the steps I have to follow to put my name officially on the title of the house? I'm not sure if the insurance company would be okay with transfer on death deed." John, this is firmly in your territory, sir.
So let's start with the brief explanation. The transfer on death deed, you'll also hear this referred to as a beneficiary deed, depending on your state of origin. Right now, based on my quick Google search, as you read off that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 3 is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Looks like about 30 of the states have a transfer on death deed or beneficiary deed.
Okay.
And essentially what this is naming a beneficiary on real estate.
Yeah.
Most commonly a house. And it's a simple way to say, here's who gets the house when I die. Right?
Much like you would do on a bank account.
Like
right?
you would do on a bank account or your IRA or your life insurance policy or anything else. And it sounds like in this case, for Randy, his uncle did just that. He did a transfer on death deed, named Randy as the beneficiary. And in most cases, those beneficiary deeds, in fact, all cases to my knowledge, that deed must be recorded prior to death in order to be effective.
Okay.
But he says the deed was filed with the Harris County before his death. So check. All of that's done. So to his questions, can the house be passed to me without probate? Well, yes. That's the whole point of doing it.
That's right.
That this created an automatic transfer of the house to you. The house is yours, Randy.
Yeah.
Done. I mean, the house is yours. Easy. Done. That question has been answered.
Yes.
Now there
Parts
may be
1 and 2 effectively.
There may be other reasons to do a probate, right? If there's a bank account that's just sitting there, or that had no beneficiary, or some other issue, there might be a reason. But as it goes to the house is not the reason that you would need to probate. Now, second question is, if the probate is not needed, what steps do I need to take? Right?
Yeah.
Technically, nothing. Right? Because the deed itself says that if Randy's uncle is dead, then the house belongs to Randy. And Randy's uncle is dead. So all the legal requirements have been met, right? So that's done. The house is Randy's, as I said. But not everybody knows Randy's uncle's dead.
Right.
So what, at least in our practice, and since I'm in Texas, I practice in Texas routinely, this certainly would be applicable to Randy. Whether or not it's applicable to somebody in, let me look at the other states, Indiana.
Right.
I have no idea, but I bet it's pretty close. And so what we would typically do, like if I had prepared that transfer on death deed for the uncle, and then I've got Randy coming to my office asking me these 2 questions, I would say, 1, you don't need to do the probate. 2, but what we are going to do is what's called an affidavit of death.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and gin up a little 1-page piece of paper that says, Uncle Stewart was born on X date, Uncle Stewart died on X date. And that in a transfer on death deed filed in Book 2 of page 34 of the Harris County Real Property Records, he named Randy as the beneficiary for the real estate identified therein, that on X date, Uncle Stewart died, and therefore title has fully vested in Randy. And then we would record that in the deed records so that you would have that chain of title.
Yeah. So there's probably not much that he needs to do except make sure Harris County has recognized the death.
Yeah. So and again, the typical way to do that, affidavit of death. There's no real there's not a specific format for that exactly. You might even could get ChatGPT to gin you one up. I
Yeah.
don't know. But you'd sign that. You'd have it notarized. You go record it at the courthouse. He says, I'm not sure if the insurance company would be okay with the transfer on death deed. The insurance company is going to be okay with whoever has a check that will cash.
Yes, most likely so. Yes.
But if you were to take that transfer on death deed and a death certificate, and you were to go to whatever insurance company you want and say, I need to get insurance on this house, those two documents are going to be sufficient typically for that purpose.
Perfect. Well, easy peasy. Boy, that transfer on death deed really makes things simple. You know, he says Harris County, and I know that's down there in Houston. Complete side note here. John, on YouTube, there is a judge in Harris County, Texas. I don't know if you've seen this guy.
I have, actually.
He kind of looks like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, he's
a little bit.
A little nerdy, kind of.
Yeah, a little nerdy. He wears bow ties.
I'm probably going to get my own self in trouble by saying something like that about the judiciary. But you're right. I mean, he's
a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
He's not like he's not like the big Texas with the cowboy hat,
right? Yeah, and he's not up there in a robe. He doesn't do that. But for some reason, they've been recording all of the proceedings in his court. I don't know if it's all of the proceedings or not, but a good amount of the proceedings, right? And it looks like it's probably just shot with a couple of webcams.
Yeah, I think that's
so
exactly
it's not
right.
like a production. This is not Judge Judy setup, right? So it looks like just a couple of webcams, but it is the most entertaining thing that I have ever watched.
Well, some of them have definitely gone viral because he has laid into a couple of people.
Oh, yes, and on both sides.
On both sides, right? Yeah.
Sometimes it's the prosecutor side. Sometimes, maybe it's the police officer side that he's laying into, and then sometimes it's the defendant that he's getting into. Very interesting. So I don't know if he has a channel, or if this is someone that's just taken the Public Information Act and gotten this footage. I have no idea, because it looks like it's multiple channels that have his content out there.
Yeah. But I have scrolled past some of those myself.
And once you start watching,
then you get more. Like
then
everything
they just
else, right?
keep feeding them to you, and
the
you're
algorithm,
just sitting there.
The algorithm attaches to you, and there you go.
Judge, I don't know what his name is, in Harris County, Texas. Some really fascinating viewing. All right. Randy, thank you for the question. And to all of our other listeners, if you have a question, bigpictureretirement.com, top right-hand corner. That's where they're going to find it, John.
That's it.
Ask a question. It'll take you to our forum. And thank you all for the questions you've been sending in and for listening to the show wherever you listen to it. And it can be found anywhere podcasts are found. And for watching it here on YouTube. We certainly appreciate that. And we couldn't do this if you weren't supporting us with your views. All right. Thanks so much for listening and watching.